Hello and welcome back to another MLB The Show video. Today, we're not doing any gameplay. We're not playing Diamond Dynasty. What I'm going to do today, since the postseason is starting tomorrow, is I'm going to simulate through the postseason on MLB The Show and see what MLB The Show says as to who is going to win the World Series and how this bracket's going to shape out. But anyway, the season ended yesterday. The playoffs are set. The Brewers blew their chance at winning the division from the Cardinals, so there's no Game 163. And tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, is when that wildcard game is taking place between the Brewers and the Nationals. And then the next wildcard game is taking place the next day, Wednesday, between the Rays and the A's. So, we're going to go ahead and simulate through that first. I have taken control of every team on here for this postseason mode, so I can easily go between them. But I'm gonna stay on the Brewers right now. Actually, if I remember right, the Rays and A's wildcard game, for whatever reason, is also on a Tuesday in this simulation, so I won't be able to sim one game at a time. There'll be, like, I'll sim this and the other one will get sim too. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hit triangle. We've got Chase Anderson versus Max Scherzer, Brewers versus Nationals. No Christian Yelich, and let's see how this ends up. And the Brewers lose to the Nationals, 5-2. Next, we're going to look at the Rays versus A's game, which also took place on a Tuesday. And looks like the Rays lost. Yes, I'm on the Rays right now, and it shows a loss, 8-2. So going into the divisional round, it looks like it's set. We've got the Twins versus the Yankees, the A's versus the Astros, the Cardinals versus the Braves, and the Nationals versus the Dodgers. So, unlike when you're on franchise mode, you can't simulate from this screen and see how everything goes at once. So I think I'm going to go into the schedule. It doesn't matter. What you're going to see is it on this screen. Alright, so after the first game was played, the Twins took a game from the Yankees, the Cardinals took a game from the Braves, and now 2 days in, the Twins dropped it to even the series, and so did the Cardinals. Both those series evened up at 1. The Astros took the first game from the A's, and the Nationals beat the Dodgers in the first game, putting the pressure on the number 1 seed. And whoa, they're really putting the pressure on the Dodgers now. They're taking a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers. Remember, the divisional series is only best of 5, so it's the first 1 to 3 games wins the series. And also in the ALDS on the other side, the Astros have a 2-0 lead over the A's. And now the Yankees and the Braves both took a lead over in their series. The Yankees up 2-1, the Braves up 2-1 over the Cardinals. So I guess all the remaining games could be deciding games from here on out. And the Twins got eliminated, so I had to switch teams to be able to see this because the schedule goes away when the team's eliminated. But the Yankees move on to the ALCS along with the Astros sweeping the A's. The Nationals also sweep the Dodgers. I don't think anyone would see that coming in real life. And the Cardinals and Braves move to a Game 5, a decisive Game 5. So we're going to highlight that game and see how it turns out. All right, we are here. We are on the Braves facing the Cardinals. I'm going to hit triangle. We got Mike against Michael Wacha. And what is going to be the result? It is a Braves win. They beat the Cardinals in a decisive Game 5. Before we start the championship series is here, I feel like I should point out the way that MLB The Show works here is they don't automatically at least allow for 4-man rotations or even 3-man rotations come playoff time. So all these teams are still rocking with their 5-man rotations. And I say that only because the matchup here that it shows, Joe Ross versus Mike Soroka, I highly doubt Joe Ross is going to be starting a playoff game unless it's like they play a lot of games and all their guys are not rested. But honestly, come playoff time, I don't think Joe Ross is going to be pitching. So you could factor that into MLB The Show here, saying that it might not be the best representation because guys like Joe Ross probably aren't going to end up pitching, and there's probably been other guys in some of these other matchups that probably won't be pitching in real life come playoff time either. But we have what we have to work with, and now we are moving on to the championship series. The Yankees and the Astros, pretty much what everybody expects, but in the other league, the Braves and the Nationals, not really what many people expected. So let's see how this pans out, and I'm not sure what day these games start on, so I'm just kind of aimlessly hitting triangle. But now we'll sim this first one, and it looks like the Nationals dropped the first game to the Braves, and I guess there was 2 games already played in the other one. The Yankees taking a commanding 2-0 lead over the Astros. And now the Braves also exerting their dominance with a 2-0 lead. The Nationals do fight back, though, and so do the Astros, evening the series out at 2. The Nationals are 1 game back now at a 2-1 series, and the Nationals win again to even that series, and the Astros actually take the lead, winning 3 games in a row against the Yankees to take the series lead in that one. They're 1 game off from making the World Series. And the Nationals do the same thing. So both of these championship series are panning out pretty unique. I mean, not uniquely to each other, but uniquely to what you'd expect. A team going down 2-0 and coming back to take 3 games. With the Nationals, honestly, it makes a little bit more sense because they lost their 2 road games and then won the 3 back at home. But the Astros did it the exact opposite way. They dropped both their first home games. Then they took 3 in a row in New York. So now they have 2 home games to close it out. The Nationals are going to have to win one of these games on the road here also. So we'll see how this pans out. And the Astros do it, winning 4 games in a row after dropping the first 2. So the Astros, again, are back to the World Series. They were in it in 2017. They didn't make it last year, but now it looks like they're back in it in this simulation. And the Braves have evened it out at 3. So we're going to Game 7, the most exciting words in sports, Game 7. We'll see how this one pans out. And it is a Braves win 3-2. We're going to have to see how that one came out because that is a close one. As this game ended on a walk-off home run from Dansby Swanson, I think. Unless it was a walk-off double by Freeman, I don't know. But I'd like to think that Dansby Swanson hit a walk-off home run in the 11th to win Game 7. That'd be pretty cool. So the World Series is set here. And honestly, if this happens in real life, I would not be opposed to it. This is an exciting World Series, an exciting matchup of 2 young teams, and I would be all for it. Astros versus Braves in the World Series, and let's see how this shakes out. We're on the Braves right now for simulations, so I'm probably just going to stay on this screen now because there's only 1 series to keep up with. And Game 1 goes to the Braves, taking it 9-6. So a lot of runs scored in that one. And that was a home game for the Braves. So actually what I'm just noticing is that the Braves seem to have home field advantage for this, which I don't really know why. But Game 2 goes to the Astros regardless. Justin Verlander, if you look at the top right, he's having a good playoffs. All right, now we are in Houston series, I should say, tied at 1. And this one goes to the Astros again. So they drop the first one, take the next 2. Another great performance out of the starting pitching. I mean, Garrett Cole, another Cy Young candidate from this team, along with Verlander, only allowing 1 run. All right, this next game is honestly a must-win for the Braves because if they lose, they go down 3-1 and they have to make a big comeback. So let's see what happens. And they do win it. A must-win game won by the Braves. So series tied at 2. Each team so far has taken one away at the other team's ballpark. But now that we are even, this is the game. Another must-win, in my opinion, but for both teams because you don't want to go down 3-2 in the series and force yourself to have to win 2 games. But this game to get to 3 wins first goes to the Braves. So the Braves taking the advantage in the series 3-2. Dallas Keuchel looking like he had a pretty good game. And honestly, this probably couldn't be a better situation for Braves and Braves fans needing to win 1 more game and both of the remaining games being at home. So if the Braves lose this, I feel like they only have themselves to blame. So 2 games here, 1 more for the Braves to clinch. Let's see what happens. So the Astros force a Game 7, 13-1 is your score. And we are going to leave that game and hopefully figure out a better way to do this for Game 7. And okay, no, this is good. This is good. It's doing it like this. This is perfect. Okay, so it is tied 1-1, and the Astros take a lead. The Astros take a commanding lead, actually, 4-1, and Max Fried is running out of energy, so I don't know why they're not taking him out. I'm not the one in control here, game. Take Max Fried out. Okay, they did, but the Astros are up 5-1. This is going so fast. My brain's going a mile a minute, but the Astros are winning 5-1. This game is quickly getting out of reach. The Braves bats need to wake up here against Verlander, but Verlander is twirling an absolute gem. And the Astros keep piling it on. It's 6-1, but I don't know who it was hit a 2-run homer, and I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I hit stop. I guess Verlander's not on the mound anymore. They brought in a reliever, and a 3-run homer was hit, so they couldn't make the full comeback in the 8th, but they chipped the lead down to 2. So it is 8-6 going into the 9th inning here for the Braves World Series hopes. And we're going to simulate this half inning, and they get out of it real quick. So now I'm going to simulate by at bat, and if it lets me, we're going to watch the final out or the walk-off happen. So we're going to simulate at bat. A pitching change is made. Roberto Osuna, the wife beater, is on to close out the World Series, and he strikes out the first batter. A pinch hitter is called in, a Denny Hechavarria, and he's also struck out by Osuna. So we're going to see if we can watch this potentially final at-bat of Ronald Acuna Jr., and we can. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and let's see if the Astros can close this game out here and win the 2019 World Series. Why am I so excited for this? I'm sitting here on a Monday morning watching the computer play against each other, and I am like hopping out of my chair. Acuna drives that one to right field. That's going to get down. That's in the gap. Acuna is going to get at least 2 on this. And the right fielder bobbles it, so Acuna is going to get all the way to third. The tying run is going to come to the plate here in the World Series in the bottom of the 9th. This is crazy. Oh, and he takes that one on the outside corner, and the Braves are down to their last strike again with Albies in a 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. And he's fighting it off just like Acuna did in the last at-bat. So Albies not one to go down without a fight here. And he's going to hit that one to second. Altuve makes an error, but he gets it in time to first. And the Astros win this one, not without drama. Jose Altuve bobbled that ball and almost allowed the go-ahead run to come to the plate, but he's able to recover in time and get the ball to first to win this game. The Astros are your 2019 World Series champions, according to MLB The Show, winning the series in 7 games, winning the 7th game 8-6, in honestly what ended up being a thriller. And the Astros are officially the World Series champions in this simulation. They're my prediction in real life to win it. So MLB The Show and me have the same thoughts here. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It turned out to be a little bit longer than I thought it would. I thought this was just going to be a quick little video, but now I'm sitting here recording for 40 minutes. But that was a fun one. If the MLB playoffs in real life end up being this exciting, I'll be a happy camper. But if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. We're going to have, I'll spoil it, we're going to have another simulation-based video coming out tomorrow, and you're definitely not going to want to miss that one. So make sure you hit subscribe to see that. But that is all I have for you in this one, and I will see you in the next video.